Welcome to the Vault Studios NFL podcast, an Australian twist on all things NFL. The boys are cracking into a nice cold beer from Burnley Brewing. Let's join them.
And just everyone on YouTube that's just been put in now because I've just started the recording. Apologies. Richie, thanks for messaging me.
My pleasure.
YouTube, welcome. All you missed me say was how good Burnley Brewing is as a beer. So you haven't missed anything. Big show tonight. We're at the midway point of the season. Every team's played 8 games. Some have played 9, but every team have played 8. We're going to do our, our mid-season review. We'll go through all the divisions, see where they are at, and basically make some predictions on how we think the season's going to pan out. Pretty much what we do at the start of the year, but for the mid-season, which should be really fun. Before we do that, I want to quickly mention, well, not quickly, I want to longly mention our friends at Breaking Oz Memorabilia. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that logo up the top. Make sure you head over to their page and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram. They're our major sponsor, and we do have another helmet on the way, which we're going to break on their page in the next week or so. And I'm proud to announce, and I sent it over to you just before, Richie, the picture of it. Josh from Breaking has given me the green light. It is going to be what's called a Eclipse Buccaneers helmet. So it's a matte black helmet with the red Buccaneers logo, and it is none other than Rob Gronkowski. Awesome helmet, authentic speed flex. That'll be going up for a break in the next week or so. And then next month we will have our first Patreon break where basically anyone who's a $10 member will get into that break, get a chance to win a helmet. So if you're not in there, the description for Patreon, everything is down below in the comments. Get in there, click on it, sign up. $10 a month. If you're a helmet collector, it is an absolute no-brainer for you to sign up for that, because chance to win, a $1,000 helmet a month for $10 is pretty cool. So thank you to Breaking Oz, thank you to Burnley Brewing, and let's absolutely start cracking into it, Rich. And let's start with the NFC North, which kind of opened up a little bit over the weekend. I know the Packers had an easy win over the 49ers, who are really banged up, but you've got the Vikings had a really good week. Dalvin Cook went nuts again. They're now at 3-5, along with Detroit. And then the Chicago Bears, who were 5-1, they're on a 3-game slide, which we kind of thought was coming. Is this Green Bay's division?
It should be. And I think if you pull their schedule up, they've got a couple of cream puffs on the way.
So they just beat San Fran. They've got Jacksonville at home.
So that should, if they drop that,
they won't drop that. Then they're at Indy, who are a solid team, but not amazing. I'd say they could easily win that game. Then they're home to Chicago, home to Philly, at Detroit, home to Carolina, home to Tennessee, at Chicago. So really, out of those 6 games, Tennessee and Indy are the only really good teams. If we don't think Chicago are the real deal, they're the only real good teams they're going to play.
Exactly. So it really is their division. They're in the driver's seat. They've got a couple of losses on their record, which don't make you feel great about going deep or Super Bowl chances, but you really never know. They haven't had all their stars on the field at once yet, I'm pretty sure. So, or at worst, it's for 1 game. So I think there's still some improvement left in them, and they should be the cream of this division.
Minnesota, are we buying a comeback?
It's so frustrating because in my preseason prediction, I had them with the same record as Green Bay, and I only had them out basically on a tiebreaker.
So Minnesota,
that was it. So it's so hard to say yes, though.
So they play Chicago next week. If they beat Chicago, they'll only be a game behind. Then they're home to Dallas. Let's be honest, if it's Garrett Gilbert at this point, they're at a real chance to win that. Home to Carolina, home to Jacksonville. They could win 4 in a row. They could comfortably win 4 in a row with those 4 teams. Then at Tampa, that's tough. Home to Chicago again, who they've already beaten. Then at New Orleans, and then at Detroit. So out of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left, they've only at Tampa and at New Orleans worry me a lot. They're ones I don't think they can win. The others,
they got They got 3 wins now.
Yep, they've played Green Bay twice. They don't have to play Green Bay again. They're on 3 wins.
They find 5 wins out of that lot, and that gives them 8.
Yes, they kind of need 6, don't they? I don't think 8 gets them in.
I don't think 8 will get you there in the NFC this year. So, so they got to find another one. They're by no means done, and hopefully we haven't forked them. I'm just quickly checking now. We haven't. So, yeah, they're in with a chance. I mean, they've made it tough for themselves, but if they do, I'm telling you, Cook is the MVP of the league because it would have been on his back if they make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's move over to the AFC South. Again, a tighter division. You've got the Texans and the Jaguars. Are you happy to we've got 2 forks this week. Are you happy that we just fork Texans and Jaguars together as one? I think they're done. We haven't forked either of them yet, have we?
Let me just check for you. The Jags are forked. Who did you want to fork?
I'll go ahead and fork the Texans right now.
The Texans?
Yep. I think they're done. Even though they beat the Jags yesterday, well done. You're going to come 3rd instead of 4th. But you've got the Colts on 5-3, the Titans at 6-2. The Titans look like they're the cream of that division. I can't see Houston catching them at all, like not even a little bit. So I'm happy to fork the Texans this week. When we look at the Titans, again 6-2, we're at Tennessee Titans. So this week's going to tell us a lot. They've just beaten Chicago. This week, they play Indianapolis at home. That's huge. This is gonna be a big decision maker in this division because if Tennessee, if the Colts win, they'll go to 6-3 alongside. They'll be tied in the division again, and I think they play each other again. They must have already played each other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, I've got this stuff.
No, they have. They haven't. I've got the schedule right in front of me. I can't find the second Indianapolis game. But Indy there. Oh no, they play them. So they go Indy, Baltimore, then at Indy. So they play them twice in 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks' time, we're going to know who's winning this division. Because if the Colts sweep them or the Titans sweep them, even if I think if they split, the Titans have got it. I think they're going to be too far ahead. So I kind of think it's Tennessee's division to win at the moment. You look at Indianapolis; they've got. So obviously they are at Tennessee next week, which we said. Then they're Green Bay at home. Again, tough game for them. Then they're Tennessee at home. Then they're at Houston, at Las Vegas, home to Houston, at Pittsburgh, and then Jacksonville at home to finish it. I think that schedule is much harder.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. And as we always say, banked wins, like we're halfway through the year, banked wins, like when you look at it, if you're already at 4 now or 5 now, it just makes life so much easier because you only need to find another 4 odd wins.
Yeah.
And you're in. So, it's looking like all those teams who are 5 wins and above right now, they're all in a much better position than anyone who's lower than that.
Yeah, agreed. I think that'll be. I think we'll see the Colts in a wild card. We'll look at the overall standing soon, but we'll see what that is. Let's go to the AFC East. NFC East. My mistake. This is the worst division in football by a long way. The Eagles 3-4-1. The football team at 2-6, and the Cowboys Giants rounding it out at 2-7. Surely the Eagles have to win this division.
It's crazy. The crazy thing about this division is obviously, like, no one's out of it by just the maths. I mean, the Giants are a game out of first place or a game and a half out of first place, which is ridiculous. But the biggest thing, the reason the Eagles have to win this division is they're the only ones with any talent left. So Washington lost, a quarterback on the weekend is probably done. So it's going to be Smith the rest of the way, who, let's face it, a strong wind might re-break his leg. Like, we just have no idea what's going to happen there. The Cowboys, you and I have documented them over the last few weeks. It's just a hot garbage organization situation right now.
The irony of the Cowboys right now is they get Leighton Vander Esch, who you can see his jersey over my shoulder here. They get him back. He has made such a difference to that defense, like such a difference. They're now not a good defense, but they're probably middle of the pack, maybe like back third, at worst. Yet they have zero offense. Like, just the irony of it all. The irony, it's bizarre. They're not getting any better because they haven't got Dak Prescott coming back, and he's
Exactly. And they've run, like in the last few weeks, to McCarthy's credit, and it pains me to say it, he's tried everything.
Yep.
Every trick play they've got, everything they've
Everyone
ever
knows they can't
practiced.
pass. So poor Zeke, and then take into account they're down to 2 backup tackles and a backup center. So all that taking into account, you can't just run the ball over everyone because everyone goes, well, you know what? They're not even that good up front, and we know they have to run the ball because their quarterbacks are crap. So there's literally no one. I feel McCarthy's going to get another chance next year purely because of the situation, and we'll see what comes of it. I've come to terms with that now. I didn't love the hiring when they did it. But I'll give him another year's grace. I think it would be very, very unfair with a COVID year with those sorts of injuries to just be like, yeah, you're one and done. Sorry.
I actually wouldn't. I really feel like as much as Van Der Esch makes a difference, it was Dak having to put up record pace numbers in those first few weeks, even to get the couple of wins that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
I just, like, to McCarthy's credit, he's trying his guts out. I'll give him that. But where was this at the start of the year? You know, like, I know Van Der Esch was out. He means a lot to the D, but
they're also so far behind. They were so far behind all the time because the defense kept giving leads.
So they've been playing terrible. I don't know. There was so much talent on that roster at the start of the year. Now I know a lot of it's gone, but use this as your opportunity to jettison McCarthy. Go, you know what? We got it wrong. They didn't perform. We're going to have a top 5 pick. Hopefully, don't do anything dumb like winning games.
Yeah.
Bring in another. You get elite talent in the top 5. That's how it works. Bring in a guy, make the right pick. You guys have got really good at drafting over the last few years. Get a young, exciting coaching staff in there who can relate to their players, get the best out of their skill set, and let's see what can happen with them. Because right now, I mean, this season's done. Just let McCarthy finish it to the end and fire him on Black Monday.
It doesn't even matter if they could somehow scrape the division. Although I will say,
you don't want to, because all you're going to do is screw up your draft pick, and you're going to get beaten in the first week because you're going to be the last ranked. So you're probably going to have to play the number 2 rank. So what, are you going to go to the Seahawks, to the Packers, to the Saints and get spanked? Why bother? Bottom out, get that pick, get a new coach, and the talent's still there. That's going to come back from injury.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you even watch it anymore, or do you watch Red Zone now?
I watched Red Zone. I watched it to the halftime, and then I put the Cowboys on because this is what I was thinking. It's funny, like they have annoyed the crap out of me this year. But as soon as I just like watching players, and Leighton Van Der Esch just does something.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I can't explain what it's kind of what Devin White does for me at Tampa. And you know what? I'm a real fan of Trayvon Diggs. He's copped his licks this season, but his improvement is outstanding. And there's a guy that's going to get burned a lot all year, but come next year when they get talent around him again and get some guys back, and he's not the number 1 corner, he's going to be playing on second strings going, oh yeah, you're not like covering DeAndre Hopkins. Like I've been getting destroyed by Hopkins and Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley and all these superstar receivers, and now I'm playing on the second best because Awuzi's back. Like this is going to blood a few of these guys, but I can't help myself. When I thought they were going to beat the Pittsburgh, I started getting excited again, and I was still so disappointed when they lost. Even though I know they have no right to win that game, I was still so disappointed that they lost. I wanted them to win so badly. So I guess that means that means what being a true fan is, which no one in Australia who's a Patriots fan would understand. They're probably jumping. Speaking of the Patriots, let's roll to the AFC East. They slogged it out today with the 0-8 New York Jets. Man,
Jesus,
get around Cam Newton. Everyone is just rallying around Cam Newton. Who I'll give him credit. He actually played pretty well. He was good today, but it's the Jets. Why, when anyone else beats the Jets, is it just like, oh yeah, it's the Jets? But when the Patriots do it, just having to come from behind and kick a game-winning field goal against Joe Flacco's Jets, we're going to round one. Oh, yeah, I'm not buying the Patriots. Their defense is dreadful. I think the division's gone, and I think it's going to go to Buffalo, and it's going to go quite comfortably to Buffalo. That win over Seattle yesterday was like it cemented this season for me. So they beat Patriots last week, then beat Seattle, who are one of the best teams in the NFC. When Allen plays well, that team's almost unstoppable. They're really good when he plays well. When he's bad, he's bad. But when he's good, he's really, really fun to watch.
And that's the hardest thing. That's where that trust factor, you just don't feel great. Like I'd never bet on Buffalo because I just don't want to ride it. Like I don't want that feeling. And look, I was on the wrong end of them on the weekend, but I don't mind because I was rolling with Russell Wilson. So I felt okay about it. So I think you're right. They've got a two-game lead on the Dolphins.
2-game on Miami, and I think they've already beaten Miami once. I'm fairly certain they have. They beat them week 2, and their run home. They've just beaten Seattle. They've got at Arizona, which is tough. That's not an easy game, but they're certainly.
Sorry, as you know, I'll talk about that when we talk about the Dolphins.
Yeah. Then they've got a bye. Then they're home. We've got the Chargers at home, who are falling apart. I think
kill them.
Anthony could get fired before this releases, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're at San Fran, who are banged up. They're not the team they were. Home to Pittsburgh, that's a tough one. Then at Denver, at New England, and home to Miami. Like, there's 5 wins there, comfortably. Yeah. And they've already
really them. It's hard, I put the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Ravens as the class of the AFC, and then that next group is Bills, Titans, and then there's sort of 3 more battling for the last of the wild cards, which I think is the Dolphins, the Raiders, and the Colts.
Are you buying it?
You know what? I really enjoyed that game on the weekend against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm kind of buying Tua. Now, I don't think he was the right decision. I think keeping Fitzpatrick in would have been better. I think he's a better player right now. But I don't hate the decision to rally because now they've won 2 in a row with him. He hasn't been standing in the game, but he hasn't had turnovers. He's managed it.
They did in that first game.
Yeah, no, I don't think he did. Oh, he had a fumble the first game. Either way, he's been fine. He hasn't been an issue. But I also kind of want to see them when they're not in a position where they're dominant defensively. Like when
he's got to go win one.
Yeah, and he did on the weekend against Arizona. He did a good job. He was good. But I also think Fitzpatrick could have done that. But I can see what they're trying to do, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm buying it. They've got my buy-in.
I really enjoyed that game.
It was
2
a good
young
game.
quarterbacks.
It's just power.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't care. He could be 5 foot. I wouldn't care. He is so. The future of the NFL with guys like that, it's so bright. Like, I'm so excited for the future. Yeah, we're seeing the end of the statues of Breeze, Brady, Rivers, Burger to a lesser extent. But like, these statues are going. Even guys like Baker Mayfield, who I know is not in the class of,
but he can move.
He can move. They're excited, but they're still exciting to watch. Football is more fun with these kind of quarterbacks. And I love that game. I had such a good time with it. I didn't get to watch it live, unfortunately. I got a crazy work this week. But when I caught the game that night, I'm like, this is great. I actually turned off the condensed and went back.
You went the full watch.
I was skimming. I was obviously fast forwarding, but I wanted to be able to quick catch replays, catch the official. And then, of course, you do what you have to do, which you put on the Cardinals radio commentators on. I've forgotten his name. I don't know. If anybody wants to have a good... Now, Cardinals fans already know what I'm talking about. If you're not a Cardinals fan and you've never listened to Cardinals radio, it's a former ex-player. I'm sorry. I forgot his name. I apologize. I don't think he knows much about football, but gee whiz, he's good fun. Just the way he commentates the game. It is so good. We'll find a clip for next week. But I really enjoyed it, and it kept me engaged watching it all the way through. That's the kind of football that I'm always excited for. And I look at the schedule and I see the next game, I'm like, 2 young quarterbacks going at it. That's what I'm excited to see. But coming full circle back to your Dolphins, they have every chance to be in the playoffs this year. Every chance.
It's good to see a bit of hype about him. I like him. And I like Flores. I liked him last year, and he's the kind of coach I like. It's same with, like, kills me to say this, but Joe Judge in New York, I think he's doing a great job. And Matt Rule in Carolina, they're just different. Like, they're kind of old school. And I know
you need. I think somebody like that would have been way better for you guys. Like,
I agree. That's what I felt about the McCarthy hiring. I thought it was ridiculous when you've got guys that, like, when you see the way the league's zigging and you want to zag back to McCarthy, like, it's a dreadful decision. But anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Let's move over to the NFC South. This one got shell-shocked on Sunday. I was so excited for Sunday Night Football. Couldn't wait all day. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for Bucs Saints. And the Saints come, and I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm swearing. They blow the fucking doors off the Buccaneers. Like, not even, I thought they were playing the Jets. The Buccaneers, you could tell they were shell-shocked. Arians came out after and was like, Richie's dog's gone nuts.
Dogs are angry. I think there's an Uber delivery man next door.
Oh, I don't know what happened. They just came out and buried us. I don't know how to talk about it. So, but what they did was it leveled up the division with 6 wins each. I don't think the Falcons are coming back. Saints are now falling right. I'm sorry, Panthers are now falling right off.
Professionalism at its best.
How good's at-home podcasting? I'd say this doesn't happen in the studio, but my dog's a chance to go every 5 minutes. Everyone knows the studio dog, Jeremy.
It happens to work all the time.
Yeah. It's going to be a fight though. This division, Saints have now swept the Bucks.
I know, it's crazy, and yet it's only a 1-game lead, or it's not even that. It's a half a game lead. So
yeah.
It's so frustrating. I said this to you the other day. I can't remember if it was on the podcast or just offline when we were chatting.
Yeah, no, they can't play prime time.
They can't play prime time. What the hell is wrong with them? I want every game for the rest of the year scheduled at 1 p.m. Eastern and put it on the crappiest network with the most unknown commentators. Because it seems when you turn the bright lights on and they go away. And it's, Brady wasn't good, but nobody was. Like, it was bad.
You want me to read you the Saints run home? Are you ready for this?
No, God.
Home
hang on. Wait. You gotta have okay, hang on. All right, so they got 6 wins.
Yep. Home to San Fran.
7.
Home to Atlanta.
8.
At Denver.
Come
on.
9.
At Atlanta. Let's say
they're gonna split it. They'll split it.
At Philly.
10.
Home to KC.
Let's say they lose that.
Home to Minnesota.
They'll win that because they'll need it because they'll be going for first place.
At Carolina last week.
There's 12 wins. Thanks for coming.
And then let's do Tampa because I'm telling you there's not 12 there. At Carolina. I think that's a win.
They want to win that. So that's 7.
Home to the Rams.
They have to win that. That's 8.
Home to Kansas City.
Nope.
Home to Minnesota.
9.
At Atlanta.
We've already beaten them.
They've got Atlanta the last 3 weeks. So split Atlanta. So they've got at Atlanta and home to Atlanta. And then they've got at Detroit in between.
Best result is 11.
So they got 11 wins. They got 1 win less and they've lost the tiebreaker to the Saints. Because they got I think it's a Saints division. I think the Bucks are going to be a playoff team. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think they can catch them now. I think that game, them just not turning up, has cost them the division. And it's hard. It's a lot harder to go on the road in the playoffs. We know that.
Oh, absolutely. And if they put the game at night, the season's over.
Yeah, 100%. They're so bad. Let's move on to the AFC South. Didn't we do the South?
Yeah,
I do the South to the East. No, what have I done here? So I do AFC South first. We definitely did the South. We discussed because I fought the Texans.
Yes, you did. AFC West?
We missed the North. I meant to do the AFC North. We did the AFC South. So AFC North, we have Steelers at 8-0, absolutely killing it. Ravens at 6-2, Browns at 5-3, Bengals at 2-5-1. I think we can rule out the Bengals. I think they're done. Have we forked the Bengals?
Yes.
Surely we have.
We have.
Browns are a wild card team at best. I think Ravens and Steelers are the cream of this crop. And I don't think they've played each other. Did Pittsburgh? Yeah, obviously Pittsburgh won. So Pittsburgh have got they've 1 game up. They've beaten them in Baltimore. They'll play each other again.
It's in a few weeks.
In week 12, so a few weeks away.
Yeah.
I just don't think, again, like we just said with the Saints and the Bucks, I don't think the Ravens can catch them. I think the Ravens probably still win 10 or 11 games.
Do you want to know why? Okay, you can count it this time. So they're, 8-0 now?
The Steelers are 8-0. Yep.
Okay. This week they got Cincinnati.
Win.
Jags.
Dub.
Then they got the Ravens.
We'll say they lose that because
to split. Yep. I'm cool with that. Then Washington.
Win.
Bills.
Loss.
Cincinnati again.
Win.
Colts.
at home or there? You know what? I'm saying win because Phillip Rivers can't beat a good defense.
It's at home. It's at home.
Yeah, win.
And then they go to the Browns.
Let's just say win. That's
quite frankly, that's the number one seed.
They're going to win 14 games.
That is the number one seed by a mile.
I don't think the Ravens are a playoff team. I think they'll be a playoff team quite easily, probably the first wild card, but I just don't think they can catch the Steelers now. I think it's their division, 100%.
It's going to be really tough, and I just think the Steelers are playing better than the Ravens.
They had a hiccup yesterday with the Cowboys, yet, as I said, the last few weeks,
they still won.
Way to win. I never thought they were going to lose. Again, like with the Bucks against the Giants the other week, I just never thought the Steelers were going to lose that game. That's what was killing me as a Cowboys fan because I was waiting for it. They're a really good team. They're loaded. Roethlisberger's playing well. He's pretty tough too, Roethlisberger. He took a big shot to the leg on the weekend, went out for a couple of plays, came back, finished the game. Not only finished the game, but throws 3 touchdowns in the second half to win it. He's a different guy, Roethlisberger. Just don't ever ask him to send you pictures. That's the main thing. And
he'll tell you about his injuries too.
Always. He definitely plays up the injuries, but he plays through them. So I'll cut him some slack. Let's get to the NFC West. This is the tightest division right now. We've got the Seahawks at 6-2 after a loss to the Bills, Cardinals at 5-3, Rams at 5-3, and the 49ers at 4-5. I'm just going to go straight out there. The 49ers are losing this division. They're way too injured. Their backup quarterback play with Mullins or CJ Beathard, whichever you want to put in there, they're both not up to standard. And I don't think they can catch any of the teams. I don't think they could catch the Rams. Like, they're so injured. Kittle's going to be out for the next 5 weeks. Garoppolo's out for the season. Their offensive line's dinged up. Their defense is dinged up. They've got COVID issues. All their receivers can't play again next week because that Bourne went back into positive.
Their problem with 4 wins is they're not going to make up the ground to the Seahawks for the division. Let's just say that.
They've got to play the division, don't they?
Sorry?
They probably still have to play half of them too. Like, San Fran have got...
Almost certainly. So they're in a battle with the Bears are a game ahead of them in a wild card slot. The Vikings and the Lions are 1 game behind them. The Bucks are 2 games ahead of them in a wild card spot. The Falcons and the Panthers are only 1 game behind them. Besides the East, which has got 3 2-win teams, there's so many teams either right on their heel or a game ahead of them who have more starters than they do.
And their next 3 weeks.
Kudos to their effort this year and what Lynch and Shanahan have been able to do with the roster to keep them competitive. Kudos to them. You could just about give them executive and coach of the year, but they're still out of players. Like, some facts remain. It's almost a math equation at this point. It's too hard. It's going to be too hard. And if they make it,
the cherry on top, their next month is at New Orleans next week, then a bye, then at the Rams, then home to Buffalo. So, and then they literally get Washington at home and at Dallas, which are 2 winnable games. Then they've got to go to Arizona and have Seattle at home the last 2. Like, I think they can max they win is 2 more games. But they're so
hard when you compare. No, like when you compare their run to what Tampa's got to do, like, one of those wild cards is gone. Tampa's taking that. One of the 3 teams above them is probably taking another one. There's 2 of them gone. There's only the new 7th place wild card left. And as I just mentioned all those teams earlier who they're in a battle with it for, it's too hard. It's just too hard.
LA Rams have a slightly easier, like they get.
They're an enigma. I can't work them out.
I don't think the Rams make it. I don't think they're that good. I don't trust Goff. I love McVay, but I don't trust Goff at all.
Yeah, and I think I had him in. I had the Cardinals out, which I'm now kicking myself about.
I definitely had Cardinals. I didn't have Seahawks. I had to mulligan.
I did have the Cardinals in. Yes, I had the Rams.
Yeah,
out,
you had a wild card. I had the Cardinals winning the division, which is it's up for grabs. Like, they must play Seattle again. They play Seattle in 2 weeks, so they've got a tough run though. Arizona, they got Miami at home, Buffalo at home, at Seattle, at New England, which is never easy. LA Rams at home, then at Giants, home Philly, home San Fran, then at Rams. Like, that's not an easy run home. I think the Seahawks will take the division, but it'll be real tight. I think all 3 teams are going to have a say in it.
Probably the Seahawks. That defense stinks right now. I know they just got Adams back and they just got
It's so bad. That defense is so bad.
who's the other one? They just got someone else back for injury.
Dunlop.
Too.
And they got Dunlop off the
Yeah.
the Bengals.
Yeah, but still, yeah, they're healthier and they'll run into some better form. But they got to fix it. They got to fix it fast. Otherwise, who knows where that division is going?
Yeah. Let's go to the AFC West, which I think we all know where the winner's going. Right now, the Chiefs are at 8-1. They are rolling on all cylinders, the Chiefs. I don't think anything stops that train. I think they take that division. You've got Chargers and Broncos. As I said, Chargers, by the time this podcast gets released to the public, Anthony Lynn might be fired, which sucks because I actually really like Anthony Lynn. I just don't, as I said, I like the person. I don't like the coach. You know, I just don't.
Been in position to win 3 more games. They blew them all.
They keep blowing them.
It's just terrible. It's terrible.
And
also,
what we need on quarterback, it's not good. Broncos.
We're talking about before you go on. That's my fork. I'll fork the Chargers.
Chargers are forked. All right, beautiful. That's a good forking. The Broncos 3-5. Not buying them. They've had a couple of comeback wins late. One against the Chargers. So who cares? 3-5. I think they're done for. The team I'm really interested in is the Raiders. I think they can be a wild card. I want them to be a wild card. How freaking good was Derek Carr on the weekend? I can't even remember who they beat, but he was so damn good again. It might have been the Chargers, actually. He was so good, Derek Carr. When Derek Carr's playing well, I love watching that team. When they run the ball well. But their run home, where are they? They are lost.
They got 2 division games next. I'm pretty sure they got the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Oh, sorry. They beat Cleveland, on the weekend, which was a good win. Oh, sorry. No, I'm wrong.
No, they beat the Raiders. Cleveland's week before.
Yeah, they beat the Chargers. So they've got.
Forget the Raiders beat the Chiefs earlier in the year.
That's true. They did. They've got Denver at home.
Win.
Kansas City at home. Let's say they lose. They've already won. They've already stole one. They're at Atlanta. That's a win.
It's funny. Atlanta play well for a bad team.
Yeah,
like I was really ripping them earlier in the year. But
let's just
their players
say they
improved.
don't get that win. Let's say that they don't get the Atlanta win. They're then at the Jets.
You got to win that.
They've got Indy at home. I think that's.
I reckon that's.
They win it. Yep. Then they've got the Chargers at home. I think the Chargers might be in free fall mode by then. I'm going to give that a win. They then got Miami at home. I'm giving the win over Miami. It's a 50-50 game, but it's at home, so I'm giving them the win. And then they're at Denver, which I think they win.
Say they lose that. They'll have them split the Broncos.
The Broncos. So that's 10 wins. That's enough for the wild card.
Oh, well and true. 10 wins every day of the week.
So that's what I mean. Like I think they're going to the playoffs. I think we're going to have the Raiders back in the playoffs. I'm excited. I love Gruden. I love the way they go about it.
You and I, and they did all this without Ruggs getting a touch on the weekend. Trust me, I know. The
why, Richard? Why do you know?
I picked him up off the scrap heap. Now I know why he was there. They're fun to watch. I think Gruden, if you look at his Tampa offense going back all those years to what they're running now, he has really developed his game. You can still see the West Coast elements within it, but it's a very different offense to what that traditional West Coast was. I think he's got them up and about. I think Carr is almost back to that pre-broken leg type season. Yep. I'm excited for the Raiders to be good. Like I really am, and I really hope it continues because they're a fun team to watch. I enjoy watching them, and I cannot wait till that stadium is full of fans.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's it for the divisions. I think we've selected all our stuff. We'll see how it plays over the next few weeks, but it's exciting. It always feels so exciting halfway through the season. Like it's like getting sad that we're halfway through the season. That means we're halfway through the whole season being over. Now there's still like 2 months, and you know what, COVID might extend it a couple of weeks. We'll have to see. America really need to get that sorted out. But anyway,
hopefully Sleepy Joe can sort it out.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, is that officially done, or is Trump still fighting?
Trump reckons he's gonna launch legal action. He's a muppet, that bloke. Yeah, he's still challenging. Keeps calling votes illegal. It's like, hey, dude, they just arrived in the post. They're not illegal, mate. It's just.
I saw someone the other day. They put it was a video I saw that someone was like, you know, Georgia only has a population of 2.7 million, yet there was 5 million registered votes from Georgia. How the hell does that happen? And then the guy was like, it's because you Googled the country Georgia, not the state. The state has 10 million people. It's only half voted. This guy's on this full video, like saying, "Oh, it's a joke. They thought Trump should have won," and then this guy just cuts in halfway and is like, "Yeah, you're talking about the country Georgia, you moron." I couldn't stop laughing.
Amazing. That's so good.
Fact check that, wouldn't you?
It's yeah. Look, I hope they sorted it out. I was supposed to go on holiday there this year, and that's nuked.
To Georgia or to America?
And I'm going to Georgia and Azerbaijan and all the other countries in that area. What else is there? Turkmenistan, I think, is next door.
Is Jordan there? You guys say Borat? I think he's around there.
Nah, that's
I don't know. Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, yeah. That's in
Have
the
you seen
general.
Borat yet? I haven't watched it yet. I can't.
I haven't watched it.
I think
my concern is it's going to suck, so I don't want to watch it.
It was like the second Anchorman. It took me forever to watch it. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, it's okay. And then I watched it the second time and I was like, it's good. It's good. It's not the first one, but it's good. But I'll give it some time. Let's get into our awards. And the awards, special sponsors tonight. The awards, Richie, and this is just, I'm blindsiding you with this, are brought to you by US Sports Gear. Richie, give us the rundown.
If you're ever looking for a new helmet or a set of shoulder pads or maybe a brand new pair of gloves, we have new padded receiver gloves arriving tomorrow. They'll be in the store tomorrow. Padded? Jet black. They look sick.
If you're a tight end, Richie, would you recommend some padded receiving gloves?
Or running backs, linebackers. Perfect for those guys. So we'll have them in the white, which we already have. We've got them in black now as well, which would be great. Cool. But if you need some new gear, get on it. We are having a Black Friday sale, which started yesterday. We'll run all the way through the end of November. Black Friday 20 is the promo code, 10% off store-wide.
There you go, guys. Get around. If you ever need any football gear, a lot of people listening to this show love football gear. Get around US Sports Gear. Sorry, I just blindsided you with that.
One of the cool things we've got is the college helmets.
Yeah, they're really cool.
So we can get pretty much any college helmet you like. We've got over 50 teams in the store. If we don't have your team, just shoot us a note. If we can get it, we'll put it up for you. No problem. We're about to start adding all the second designs. So obviously Oregon have got 1,000 different designs. We're going to start adding all the different designs, like with chrome face masks and some cool stuff like that.
Oregon one is so good.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. There's some cool things coming through the pipeline.
Awesome. Make sure you check it out. Let's start the awards. Let's start with Coach of the Year. It's pretty hard to go past Tomlin here. The fact that we think they're going to win 14 games off their schedule, it's going to be hard for him to win 14 games and not get it. Considering their year last year, Roethlisberger had an injury, the players they've lost, like the way they just keep finding receiver talent. Claypool's the one that jumps out this year, but Deontay Johnson's been good. That's just a wide receiver factory, that organization. All they do is create wide receivers. I think
whoever the GM is, the Patriots should go and pinch him and teach him how to draft wide receivers. But I think that's a slam dunk. If they continue on this route from where they were last year, it'll be Tomlin's in a landslide.
What if New Orleans go on an absolute run and win 13 games? Could you see Peyton stealing it?
If they win out and win the Super Bowl, maybe. Oh, no, because it's before the finals.
I can't see Tomlin losing it now, honestly.
Not looking at that schedule.
Well, what if the Raiders, all right, what if the Raiders win 11 games? So they literally only lose one game from now, and can Gruden get it? A team that hasn't made the play. That's what they normally like doing. They like giving it to like the up and coming.
You got to remember, he's not up and coming. You got to remember the Steelers were horrible last year, and they got the chance to get 14 wins.
I've got one for you. Ready? Sean McDermott, Buffalo. Easy run home. They're going to take the AFC East for the first time in 11 years, and the only reason it hasn't been like 20 years is because Brady got injured one year in Miami, bobbed up and stole it.
I'm not going to say any of those guys can't win it.
Yeah,
I'm saying Tomlin's in the box seat.
I'll tell you who can't win it.
Okay.
Mike can't win it. There's no way. Even if they win out, I don't think 9 wins is enough for Coach of the Year.
He's got a chance, though. The fired coaches, they've got no chance. They're done.
Anthony Lynn can't. I'm certain by the time this podcast goes up tomorrow morning, when it comes out, he'll be fired. That's why I'm just bringing it up so often. I'm really confident. I keep checking NFL.com. Let's go to defensive rookie of the year. I'm staying in your hometown, Richie, with your boys. I think Antoine Winfield Jr. has been exceptional this year. Loved his work. I think he's just impact player. I know Pro Football Focus and all that stuff. Oh, he's not rated that well. Watch him play. You know, I love the eye test. I've seen him fly around the field. The fact that how he's helped that defense. It sounds stupid because they've struggled the last couple of weeks, but he's been that backfield, that defensive backfield, as you know, Richie, for the past, what feels like decade, has been dreadful. He has really helped solidify that, along with Carlton Davis and a few others, but he's been very good.
Yeah, I can't even remember who I picked for Defensive Player of the Year, or for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he went with...
I went Chase Young.
Chase Young, that's right, which isn't... He won't be off. He won't be far off.
He's got every chance. And the one good thing is they're so bad now, he can kind of ignore the play call and just try and get sacks.
Yeah. I think it'll be... the defensive one's always so hard to pick.
So hard.
And there's not many guys, there's not many rookies with like a ton of sacks either. Which is always, if there's a guy like Nick Bosa that bobs up with, 12 sacks, they always get it. So I'm going to go with Antoine Winfield. Let's go to offensive rookie of the year. Who have you got in mind?
It's so hard offensive because you're hunting around for quarterbacks. I mean, Tua could have a great run. Put him in the playoffs, and he could win it. But he's only played 2 games. Burrow, the way he's played so far, he looks like the class of the class. But you don't. I don't know. The hardest thing. I mean,
can I just stop you? It's Burrow. It's Burrow.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. He's been outstanding. And the only one that's going to compete, and it's only like quarterbacks are always going to beat if there's a good quarterback. The only guy that can push him is Herbert, but the losses are going to kill him. Burrow has just been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Burrow's had losses, a lot of them as well.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been there from the start. And I think that's what helps him. His numbers are going to look better than everyone else's because he started week 1.
Yep.
But those 3 quarterbacks, if any of them go on a hot run through the rest of the season, any one of those 3 can pinch it.
Agreed. The other one I want to bring up, a guy who's having a huge year, is Justin Jefferson in Minnesota. Already 600 yards halfway through the season. 1,200 yards receiver don't happen very often in their rookie year. He's a guy that could bob up and take it. It would have to be a bit of a flop from both the quarterbacks. I think Herbert and Burrow would have to lose every game from now on and kind of struggle a bit to lose it. The other guy who was on for like an absolute hot run was CD Lamb, but again, the quarterback play is going to really hurt him there. But they're kind of the only 2 guys I could see. I'm just thinking running backs. No one's has been. Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like he's 4th in the league in rushing yards. He's every chance. I think it's Burrow. I think it's Burrow. And if it's not Burrow, I think Herbert will play well enough to steal it. I think it's out of those 2.
Yeah, I think Jefferson was a 1st-round pick, wasn't he? Like 22nd or something overall.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a real chance. I guess we talked earlier about with the Vikings. If they do go on some sort of run and make the playoffs, I joked Cook should be the MVP. But between Cook and Jefferson, it's every chance it'll be on the back of those 2 guys. So, we'll see. They need a quarterback. Christ, they need a quarterback.
I don't know why I like Kirk Cousins. I don't know why. I've always been a defender of him. I just don't get it. I defend Derek Carr, and I know why. Like, I've got my reasons why. With Kirk Cousins, I can't tell you why. Like, the guy couldn't even hit the bloody baby reveal balloon properly. Like, he almost missed that. Like, I don't know. I like him. I don't know why. Comeback player of the year. Is it fair to say it's a 2-horse race with Cam Newton and Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, and I think Roethlisberger is pulling ahead.
I think if they win 14 games, they'd be... Because let's be honest, the Patriots are only winning, like max, what are the Patriots on now? Like if they win out, they're on 3 wins. So max, they're winning 9. No, max, they're winning 8.
Look, I had Roethlisberger preseason because I had Pittsburgh so high. Yeah. The only other person who could potentially pinch it, now Alex Smith has to start.
Oh, yeah.
If he plays the final X amount of games.
Riddle me this, right?
Hang on.
They
I'll do
win
it.
the division.
Yes, they win the division. That's how it can get pinched. I was going to do the same thing. They're only, a game and a half out? So
no, it's half a game out. No, you're right.
Half a
Game
game.
out. And
Yeah,
they've got
I
to
thought
play twice still.
So they go on a tear and make the playoffs.
Can you imagine it?
Because his was from such a horrendous injury, whereas Roethlisberger was, I mean, he was injured as well, but not the same way.
No.
So that's I think the only person who can catch Roethlisberger now.
Yeah, agreed. Defensive player of the year.
This is hard.
I've been looking at this today, trying to work it all out. I think it's Aaron Donald again.
Really? Can I throw a couple of other names at you?
Yeah, you definitely can. But you're gonna Aaron Donald has 9 sacks, leads the league.
I know.
But
it's an inside way. Look, I think Watt's having a great year again. Sorry?
If you say Myles Garrett, I'm going to get upset though.
No, I'm not going to say Myles Garrett. He hasn't been splashy enough.
Okay, good. TJ Watt's been very good. 7 sacks as well.
Yeah, I think he's been really good. Darius Leonard at Indy's been really good.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, it's much like the MVP is a quarterback award. I feel like Defensive Player of the Year is who gets the most sacks or who gets the most interceptions.
Yeah, and I get that. But, yeah, and look.
I'll throw
hard,
Xavier Howard in Miami.
Yeah.
Interceptions. Defense is really good. Say they go on a run and make the playoffs. Could be like Stephon Gilmore last year. But I've decided I'm going with Aaron Donald. He's been dominant. He's been unstoppable. Yeah. If he doesn't win it this year and he's won it the last 2 years, you'd almost, if you were him, you'd be like, please explain. This is my best year of the 3. Is it just because you didn't want to give it to me again? Because he's been just as good and he's got more production.
Yeah, so, I mean, Devin White is someone to throw out there.
TJ Watt's a good one. TJ Watt's, he's been really good. He's been very good this year. There's lots of, I think it'll go to whoever has the most sacks come into the year. It'll be out of 4 or 5 guys that have all played well, like TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, those sorts of guys. And then, or a big interception player, like say someone gets 10 interceptions or something like that, they might look at someone like that. But
can we just say Garrett this year? Has he got 9 as well?
9 sacks, yeah. And he also has like 4 forced fumbles and 2 fumble recoveries, but Aaron Donald's got 3 and 1. TJ Watt has. They love TJ Watt doesn't have a turnover this year. He's got an interception, doesn't have a fumble.
Yeah, he's got a pick. What about someone like Hendrickson or Mack?
Hendrickson's he's like a situational pass rusher. That's like he's had a good year, but I don't know. I certainly wouldn't. I don't think so.
Yeah. Who's sneaking really high in the sack count is JPP.
Yeah, and Yannick Ngakoue is leading.
Yeah, no, I saw you on the list the other day.
That shocked me. He's got the most in the league. He's got most with 10. It's funny. ESPN mustn't have updated this week's sacks because on ESPN they have Donald and Garrett with 9 each, and Yannick Ngakoue is there with 5. Did he have a 5-sack game this weekend? Is that what happened? No. I have to see this. Where's Baltimore? Who did they beat? I've
got him with 5.
He had 5 sacks this week? That's why he's jumped.
Game hilarious.
He's done that this week. That's why. So ESPN haven't updated yet.
Okay, well I've got Hendrickson with 8, Mack with 7, Pierre-Paul with 7, Watt with 7, Smith in Green Bay's got 7, Ogbar's got 7, Graham's got 7, Bradley Chubb's got 6.
Bradley Chubb, I like Bradley Chubb. I think it's actually
the other thing about that is when I look at defensive line or outside line rushing players, I also like to look at their tackles.
DJ's mind just exploded.
I also like to look at tackles as well. Yeah. Because, if you look at, say, Garrett, 9 sacks, cool. That's also 9 tackles.
Yeah.
But he's had 25 total.
How many tackles is Aaron?
If you look at someone like 26, so really similar numbers. But then if you look at somebody like Mack, who's got 7 sacks, 33 tackles, 20 of which were solos.
Yeah,
and those stats are official now from the NFL. It's not like the joke one when the team used to do it.
I remember those
yeah,
days. You want to have 100 tackles.
You could get 10 guys could assist the tackle. It was ridiculous. It's so dumb.
I'll just put it out there, though. Aaron Donald is the highest rated defensive player in the league right now, according to Pro Football Focus, too.
Does not surprise me.
But in saying that, Tyson Alualu's second. So let's not get too carried away. All right, let's move on to Offensive Player of the Year. For fun, let's make it not a quarterback, because I'm sure our MVP is going to be discussing the quarterbacks. Who have you got?
You go first, because you took quarterbacks out. So give me a sec.
I think this is easy. It's Dalvin Cook. Personally.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, you can make an argument for as well. Receivers, like, I'd love to see DK Metcalf just fly home and get it. Did you see the comparisons? They were talking about DK Metcalf calling him Mini Megatron, which size-wise, I get it. And someone put up that picture. Remember the day that the Saints decided we're not going to let you? So they literally double covered him in the red zone from the 1 yard line. Just like, we're going to put 2 on you straight away. And they lined them up, like bracketing him. Someone said, until someone does this to you, you can't be called Megatron. Simple as that. And it was very, I think we forget how good Kelvin Johnson was, man. Far out. But Dalvin Cook for me.
He was so special.
Actually,
it was funny.
Go.
I was just going to speak off on a tangent. In that chat, we were talking about that image.
Yeah.
And the Lions have had 2 of the greatest players at their position of all time who both retired early because there's just nothing around them. They got to the point like, why am I bothering?
I'm rich. Why am I doing this? I'm not getting any passion out of this.
Yeah. Just crazy.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And they've also had like a pretty good quarterback for the past 10 years too in Matt Stafford. Like, I think Matthew Stafford I think he's very underrated, Matt Stafford. I think he's really
earned over that time because he was the last person before the rookie wage scale. He's earned buckloads of cash. Same thing. He's never had anything around him. And quite frankly, they haven't had a coach the entire time he's been there.
No, they certainly haven't. They went 0-16 one year.
On that every time. Like, what the hell are the four?
Very bad at a sign. Surely Patricia. I think Patricia's gone the end of this year. I don't think they'll do it mid-year, but I think he'd be gone. Look, I'll throw one at you. A bit of a fun one. Bit of a scenario. We talked about Raiders before, and if Gruden could be a Coach of the Year candidate, they're a big running. We know they love to run the ball. Josh Jacobs, 3rd in the league right now, almost 600 rushing yards. Mind you, he's 200 behind Henry and Cook. They have a huge run home, right? Huge run home. They win 11 games, maybe 12 games. They might upset the Chiefs. They sweep the Chiefs, all on the back of Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr, but them just running the hell out of the ball. He finishes up with 1,500 odd yards, maybe 14, 15 touchdowns. I could see a world where Josh Jacobs bobs up and gets that Offensive Player of the Year award, or certainly in the running for it.
Yeah.
He's very good. Very good player. He should have been Rookie of the Year last year.
Do you think they could potentially go MVP, one quarterback, an Offensive Player of the Year, another quarterback?
Yeah. Well, let's launch into MVP talk to the quarterback award. Do you want me to start with I'll start with the guy who I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think it's going to be close when it comes to it. I think he's going to roll home. He's playing so well.
If you like Mahomes, you should get on him now because he's not the favorite. Russell Wilson's the favorite. So there's a little bit of value in Mahomes right now. If you like him, I suggest you bet it because...
Who are you on? Are you on Mahomes or do you reckon Russell?
Yeah, I think... I'm pretty sure I took Mahomes pre-season. Yeah, I did. I think we both did.
Yeah.
So, oh, God, I had Zeke as my Offensive Player of the Year. Hilarious. I think... It probably should be. It probably should be Mahomes come the end of the year. But right now, I can see why Russell Wilson is the favorite. He had that stinker on the weekend, but yeah, that could just be the blip.
I've got 2 fun ones for you. First one's a bit more obvious. Josh Allen. They're going to win that division. He's playing really well. 2nd in the league in passing yards. 3rd in the league.
If you like that, he is $19 right now.
Yeah, I think that's not bad odds. That's a bit of a Lamar. If he can roll home and win that division by, win 12 games and win that division, he'd be right up there. But the guy who I like, and I don't know what his odds are, Rich, and I hope you're going to tell me.
Oh, you bet I will.
I'm loving Kyler Murray.
Oh, $26.
I'll just run you through his stats this year. He's at 2,100 passing yards already. That's good enough for it's not in the top 5, but it's right up there. I'll quickly get it up. 2,100. God, we pass the ball way too much in this league now. He's 12th in the league, so he's top half of the league. He's not far behind everyone though. He's pretty much there. 16 touchdowns, only the 7 interceptions, right? But this is what I want to talk about. Have you seen his rushing yards this year? I'm just trying to get it up.
I know he only had like 35 odd on the weekend.
His rushing yards he is good right now for 8th in the league at 543 yards. And then, wait for it, he has 8 rushing touchdowns. He's pretty much Lamar Jackson from last year at this point. If he rolls home and they win that division, he will be the MVP. And you know what? Cliff Kingsbury, who I had for Coach of the Year, will push for Coach of the Year too.
Absolutely.
What's Kyler Murray paying? Did you say it?
$26.
$26. I'm doing it tomorrow. Tonight. We can do it online now. We don't have to go to the tab anymore. So I'm just going to do it tonight using technology. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put 20 on him. 20 grand on him, Rich. 20.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sure you are.
I think Kyler Murray could. Now he could. This is high risk, high reward. He could also crash and burn and go the other way. But he's got a lot of good players, and the production will be there, and the wins could be there. So I like Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
it'll be Mahomes. Actually, it'll be Mahomes easily.
Some of the long shots.
Yeah, give me some.
If you think Lamar could run home and turn it around, $61.
Nah,
Dalvin Cook's $81. Kamara's 101. Actually, Kamara is actually a good one for Offensive Player of the Year.
I just don't like putting money on a non-quarterback for MVP because it's not going to happen. We know, like, one of these quarterbacks we've mentioned, Mahomes, Allen, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, like one of them are going to come flying home and win it. We know they are.
Yeah.
We know how the award works. Like Dalvin Cook, he'd have to break the rushing record. He'd have to have 2,000 yards and get them into the playoffs off his own bat. He'd have
back into first place.
Yeah.
No more losses.
Because I believe the last person to win it was Adrian Peterson as a non-running back who was agonizingly short of the record. It was like 9 yards short of the record in the last game.
Yeah, it's a non-quarterback. Yeah, I think you're right.
So I think that was the last non-quarterback to win it.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
Yeah, it goes to quarterbacks now. And like, they'll always be the MVP. We know how football works, Richie. That the quarterback's always going to be the MVP of the best team. It's just the way they are. It's very rare that they're not.
Yeah, it's because to do that, to get that many wins, the quarterback has to be that good in the modern game.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I think that's it, mate. That's all of them. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Absolutely, it's so fun to go through the mid-season review. I hope you enjoyed your football over the weekend. We'll be back next week, as always. Thank you to everyone at YouTube. Sorry, I cut the start a little bit short. That was Richie's fault, I promise. He didn't tell me to hit record quick enough. Thank you to our good friend, Burnley Brewing. I'm having the draft. The draft is actually, it's a real good one. I really like it. It's got a bit of a, I might be totally off here, but it's got kind of a lemony hit on it at the end, like a lemony. I think there's a bit of lemon in it. I'm going to ask Michael when I see him, the head brewer there. It's something citrusy in it, which it's really nice. It's delicious. So that's great. And thank you to Breaking Oz Memorabilia. As I said, signed Eclipse Gronkowski helmet is on the way. That'll go up for a break very soon. So jump into that break and good luck. And if you want a chance to be in the Breaking Oz Memorabilia monthly breaks, go to our Patreon, $10 a month. For entry into the break. Well, not for entry. Gets you entry. I keep saying for entry. Gets you into the break. And then you get a chance to win a helmet every month. So for $10 a month, I think that's pretty good. It is $10 US as well. I want to be upfront. A lot of people have asked, is it US? It is $10 US. So I think, what's that? $13, Richie? About that?
Yeah, it's got to be about that.
$13 or $14 a month Australian. So I don't know what it is in pounds or euros.
2 cents.
There you go. So it's not too much for that. One of those helmets are worth, anywhere upwards of $700, $800. So yeah, if you win it, you'll certainly get your money back straight away. So get in. You got to be in it to win it, as I say, Rich. So make sure you do that, everyone. Richie, thank you as always, my good friend. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been fun. I love talking
Always.
NFL with you. And I guess everyone will see us next week. Speak to you then, Rich.
See you, mate.